early, and that is intentional so that we can take lots of time letting all the ads run and such while people get notified, filtered in, etc., etc. I'm aware it's Mother's Day in the UK, so folks may be having other plans today. What's the matter? Okay. And that's fine. Honestly, I think this is going to be a very slow reviewing of many previous clues to try and make a little bit of progress.
Previously on CSI, Murder George.
Exactly. Wendy is not feeling well and so is unlikely to join us. So it's just going to be a quiet little contemplation. And to be honest, this may be exhausting for me. We'll find out.
There is a non-zero possibility that we're going to do this stream and then Margaret's going to have a little nap.
And have a little nap. Exactly. That may be the whole entire plan for today. But we'll see. Ugh. In the meantime, I have a cup of coffee and I'm reliably informed that there are cinnamon rolls on the way.
Allow me to check on those.
Extremely happy. So yeah, ads are gonna run in just a little bit, folks. Take all the time you need. Come on in. I saw Ozzy. Hi, Ozzy. How's it going? Ooh. I'm just arranging my old lady lap blanket that I got going on here. Once again, I'm failing to have my breakfast ready before stream. Hey, Ducky. How's it going? Not a problem. Take all the time you need, Ozzy. We're not going to start for several minutes yet. In fact, I'm going to put some lotion on my poor, slightly desiccated hands, because the seasons, they are turning. And yesterday, I did some things outside. Hey, Rebusco, how's it going? Just a few minor things, like actually reveling. I also have an old lady lap blanket going on. Love it. We got our garage door replaced a couple months ago now, and so it is time for the opening and the airing out and the. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Ozzy. That's always really hard. But yeah, I've been trying to do a little bit of low-level sweeping, tackling piles of things, more like tidying up before you get ready for a project than getting ready for any projects, because I still get pretty wiped out pretty easy. But yeah, opened up the garage, aired it out, got to plan a tip to the recycling center now. Robbie has cruelly left me to go to a LARP event, but they return later today. Well, enjoy having the house to yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. When Alistair has London event days, I turn up my music and make what I want for lunch and, little mini home vacations sometimes. I'm very boring, aren't I? I don't know. I'm not boring. I'm a homebody. I like having a hi, Australian Elliot, and yeah, that really has to hurt. I'm sorry to hear it, Ozzy. So yeah, like I said, we probably got ads running now. Yes, we do indeed. Take your time, get yourselves beverages and snacks and lap blankets and all of that good stuff. Twiglet hasn't even come downstairs this morning. He was a total lap cat this morning. I have some photos of him at ridiculous angles, purring his little head off. Oh, he hasn't come down yet, so we're taking it nice and slow this morning, which makes me happy. Hey, Naomi, how's it going? We are taking our time. Get thyself a beverage and a snack and all those good things, or breakfast. I mean, some people may have family lunch meal plans. Hope you're feeling good. I'm feeling okay. I did a bunch of little slow things yesterday, and then we had dinner and watched some Critical Role, and then we finished the Critical Role episode, and my body went, "You're going to sleep right now." I barely made it up the stairs, brushed my teeth into bed, going to bed right now. So I think I should take it a little slower today. Say again? I did not do all of the things. I did many things, but I probably did a few more things than probably should have done. New Critical Role for Obra not to watch later. Hello! Yes, this is our first playthrough. We've finished unlocking all of the various scenes. and then realized the whole you could hold a button to highlight who that person in the scene is in the photo. So now we're in the... yeah, exactly. Marguerite doing too many things, unheard of. Yes, precisely. I'm behind. I need to do so many things. No, I understand. I will be doing more restful things today.
Lies.
Hush. Rebesco, we are at, which episode are we on now? We're in double digits. We're at episode 8, episode 10 now for Critical Role. We
just finished episode 10.
We just finished the soldiers' table fight in the cellar. That's it. That's as far as we've gotten. Hot take. Not taking chances with prospective job candidates who didn't work in your specific industry isn't doing anyone good in the long run. Yeah, exactly. I totally hear you. Ugh. I hear we do have very good things to come, but you have to understand, I am living for Murray and Belair, and I know their table is last. So I'm taking the little drips and drabs I get and hoarding them up like precious crumbs.
Belair is officially my favorite spooky bastard
now. I like him so much.
Kind of feel like we shouldn't, but I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I do need more Belair in my life. Yeah, exactly. I have to admit, Thimble as a character is not my favorite, but Laura's combat skills cannot be... I now need to see Laura Dern and Emily Axford in something together.
Laura Bailey.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Laura Bailey and Emily Axford. And I want to watch Brendan walk in, see the two of them, and just walk out. Just like, nope.
The video for Viva Las Vegas went up on Dropout over the weekend. We watched it because the MGM Grand Arena has dog shit in-person audio. So there were like 15 jokes we completely missed.
It was so nice to be able to hear them speak, yes.
And there is a moment about 3/4 of the way through where Emily essentially wins the big combat in one round.
In one action. And Brendan just stands up and walks off stage.
Okay, I'm out.
I'm like, yep. Amazing. Alright. Let us continue our almost 10-hour playthrough. 18 fate solved. Hey! I just learned about an important mechanic. Okay, that's right.
The coup.
We decided we were going to redo this scene because we think we could identify
the vet now.
There's a character. Hang on, controls. Crew manifest. There's a character who's listed as the butcher who is from Ireland, and there's somebody speaking with an Irish accent in that scene. So then we'll find out who he is and follow his life on the ship and see if we can identify them. Yeah, I mean, some of these we've done. Some of these we're just making guesses about. See, I like the little check marks on here showing you, yep. You've got those ones correct. But there's a whole lot of people where like, yeah, your guess is as good as mine. But we've got a couple of jumping off points. So, speaking of jumping off points...
This entire game is literally touring the facility and picking up slack.
Yep. All right. A Bitter Cold 3 of 3, Chapter 2. Take him to the cockpit.
Hit her here. One swing. Get through the skull and stone her brain. I'll cut her throat when you've done it.
Here?
Yeah. Come on before she kicks up. You all right there, sir?
Never been on a farm, Chuck?
Mind your shoes now.
So, this is the guy who threw up, whose name is Charlie. This is the guy who slit his throat because he's holding the knife. So
that's Nichols, who sucks.
Okay, so what is that button that... There's the magic button. Thank you. We should have kind of guessed that the guy with the apron would be the butcher, shouldn't we have? Okay. So, and then if I hit triangle, it takes me to him. Okay, this unknown soul. We think this is the butcher. Very well. Was spiked by a terrible beast. Fine. Okay, so let's go back to the scene.
Yeah, because
this
he's being
Charlie.
a dick when the mermaids brought aboard about how he needs enough butter to fry him up.
His name is Charlie. And they called him Sir. You okay there, sir? It's this guy in the back here.
Is he in a steward's coat?
That's... I have him as an unidentified officer. So,
With a Charles, a Charlie, a Chuck.
Well, we've already... The other Charlie we've identified already was the bosun's mate.
Is that him?
I mean, it kind of makes sense that these are all... Yeah, because the scene is, are you all right there, Charlie? Sir. So sir means that whoever else these people are, they are of equal or lower rank.
Hey, Andwich.
So who's this? That's another somebody. Who's that?
That's not Nichols.
No. But we don't have any... You would think... So whoever this is, he's... The butcher's... There's not a butcher's mate in the inventory, is there? I'm surprised there's even a butcher, to be honest. No. There is a cook, but we've already identified him. Okay. Well, his name is Charlie, and he's the one who threw up, so I'm going to leave it as that for now. Because I don't think we have another Charlie in the ship. We have a midshipman named Charlie. But then they'd say, why would you call him sir, right? Well, let's leave it for now. I don't think we have any better way of identifying these other two people at this point. Where's the transcript of this scene? It was chapter... here. Get him wrapped and see the last rites. Sure, by all means. Was the scene going on in the background. Yeah, come on before she keeps up. You're all right there, sir. Never been on a farm, Charlie. Mind your shoes now. Yeah, see, I don't think that anything here helps us identify anyone else. And yeah, here's them dealing with these other people that we know about, right? And in here... Hang on. You, I think... He's there. Is he the surgeon, then? Because he's the one cleaning up the room, right?
That would make sense.
They were basically officers in training, usually teenage boys and younger sons from high-status families. So, hence the sir. Okay, that makes sense. Surgeon or surgeon's mate, yeah. But surgeon and surgeon's mates have already been identified, it says. So, well, let's just say he is... Maybe that means I've guessed somewhere else. Oh, yes! Endorphin music!
James Wallace, decapitated by terrible beast. William Wasim, crushed by falling cargo. Emil O'Farrell, spiked by a terrible beast. And he kind of had it coming. He was being Tool.
Alright. We make progress. Fantastic. So this in fact was the surgeon's mate. And who are you?
Rebecca, so I will go to my grave furious that Russell Crowe and Paul Bettany haven't spent the last 20 years systematically starring in adaptations of all of those books.
Which books?
Master and Commander. I may be getting them wrong. Patrick O'Brien's Master and Commander, right? Or is he Hornblower? Yeah, there it is.
Right.
The movie version of Far Side of the World is responsible for the greatest dad joke in Western cinema history. I will not be taking questions at this time.
But you're going to have to tell what the joke is.
There's this whole sequence where they're at dinner and Aubrey, the captain, played by Russell Crowe, leans over to someone else and has this long speech about two weevils and the point of the Royal Navy. And the punchline for it is, remember, our job is always to choose the lesser of two weevils. And it's like a 2-minute setup. It's fantastic.
Cook. But sure. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting closer.
I think that's a spectacular idea. The entire central premise of these books is that Jack Aubrey is a terrifyingly effective captain who was basically one left turn away from being a pirate. And Paul Bettany's character, whose first name escapes me, is his adorable nerd not quite husband.
Nice. Ozzy says, I have potential spoilery clue if you're willing. At this point, yes, because we're just trying to go through everything. Surgeon's mate and a passenger.
Stephen Maturin, yep.
It still bothers me that we haven't identified these two women. But then again, they have the whole, we're not sure what happens to them situation. We still think they're alive. Where did they disappear again? Let me look at their memories.
It's near the Azores.
Okay, so live.
Yes, exactly.
All right, well, I'll change it to the Azores then and see if that makes any difference.
Much like Richard Sharp is essentially the original Special Forces operator, and the moment war stops happening, he's like, does not compute. What? I don't understand.
Check that letter
at
the beginning of the journal. Compare the name with the list of people.
With the list of people from the ship, I'm guessing.
That letter at the beginning of the journal. Okay.
All right.
Beginning of the journal. I trust that you can. Your presence. The next few days will seem bewildering at first. All will make sense in time. Use the pocket watch to determine the identity and fate of everyone aboard. Complete each chapter accurately and return the book by guarantee post to the French Office of Affairs in Morocco. The bargain chapter will remain on Henry Evans. Henry Evans. Hold on. Henry Evans. Henry Evans, the surgeon.
He lived.
I can't see because of the
He's alive.
Okay.
So why the fuck is he not on the boat? Anytime, Rebecca.
On deck map. He only has one memory. How did he survive then?
And if he survived, who else did?
Marked as alive in Morocco. Yeah, exactly. This is him, right?
I believe so. No.
No. Okay. But when I go to him on in the thing, it doesn't let me like show his fate. Hey, KP, how's it going? This is really weird that I can't, like... Because with everyone else... Why won't it let me...
Because he's alive.
Right, but why can't I put that as his fate? You mismarked the person, I believe.
Henry Evans written in.
Good job. Shell memories on deck map. Alright, well, here I am right now. There's one of him behind me, right? Okay, so, hold on. Let's do this one again, then. This is the previous. Alright. Where are you, Henry? Is this you?
If so, we don't have it. They must have picked it up at the master house. I checked all hands just now.
He looks surgical.
What are his chances?
Yeah, you... Surgeon Henry Evans. But it doesn't let me identify his fate.
And we only have one memory for him.
Okay, so let's see. No, we have multiple memories for him. He has 9 memories. What's the last one we have of him? Is part 4, part 2, part 5. It makes more sense for this to be the surgeon. He's bedside, and then he was watching him clean out the room afterwards.
You want to remark him?
Yeah, so...
Hey, how's it going?
So let's try calling this guy Henry Evans. Just you wait. He's alive in...
Morocco.
Morocco. What's it? Cape Verde, Azores, Africa. Okay. If this is correct.
That seems plausible for now.
I love monkeys. Hey Kareem, how's it going? We are puzzling our way. Was that a blink? Just you wait, Henry Evans. Yes, of course it was a reference to. Yeah, okay, so that's this memory. We still don't anybody else in like beds or anything useful, do we? I don't know why this guy's in here with his feet up. This is the...
Does the surgeon have a surgeon's mate?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. The graphic resolution for this is old 1980s
Variable.
laptop monitors.
Let's see. There is a surgeon's mate. We've already identified him. Show me James Wallace, then. Okay, you mean in this scene? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Who are you? Who are you?
The apron is interesting.
Is it an apron?
That's an apron. It sure looks like an apron.
Okay. So this is the person who's passed. I think this is the surgeon. This may be the surgeon's assistant, and this is the officer he's reporting to, right? Which would make you, I think... I'm gonna guess... He's already been identified as the surgeon's mate.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. So, my guess is that you are the surgeon. That matches the, like, power dynamics and energy here. So, okay, fine. And these guys we've already identified as his friends, right? The victim's friends. Yep. No, we haven't identified you. Interesting. You were present in this scene. The reproductive kind. Okay. I think that's very loving ship. Why not both, right? Exactly. Okay. So that was useful. And then the other thing we were going to replay, if I'm remembering... Yeah, exactly that, Ozzy. Anytime we're in a scene, I'm going to check the hammocks because they're numbered. Sorry, bite of breakfast. Now, the other thing we wanted to check, we decided... Hammock checking phase, yes, exactly. Or shoes, right? Trying to identify shoes. The other thing we wanted to check... This poor schlub. Was the mutiny, right? We still can't get into here, which really bothers me, because there's something in there and I want to know what it is. That is a whole trope for this game. Yeah, 100%. So, if I'm remembering correctly, there was like a little seating area somewhere. Yeah, checking shoes is also probably going to start happening. All right. Maybe it's up another deck, but there was a little like seating area where the guy who says my Frenchman, where is he? Dies. Not here. We know that's the artist. This becomes very difficult to navigate around in here after a while. Whew, big chunk of that blown out. Look at here. It was in here. This guy. This was the bosun. And then, if I remember what happens after this, this is part 9. And then... Last one, move quick. Yeah, I think I want to start again from here, because there were two people talking about like a conspiracy, and then there was somebody like in this room. Oh yeah, the leg, who came out and heard them. Whose room is this? It's a single. Let's check it to the map. Deck plans. This is the first mate's room. First, second, and third, and fourth are all in here. Okay. Okay, so let's try this. Let's do this scene again, right? Actually, this might be a pretty good time to take a break really quick. Why don't we do that?
It's a good idea.
Yeah, alright. Folks, why don't we take our first stream break here real quick before we replay this scene and try and continue puzzling out people and where they are, where they... Wait a minute.
I love that tone of voice.
If Henry Evans
Uh-huh.
escaped to Africa, and wasn't he on the boat with the two other women and one other person? Would they maybe all have gone to the same place? Hold on a second. Where... Right. See, is alive in Africa. So, let's take a guess that these people are also alive in Africa. Yes! Vindication! Oh my god! Smug mode! Okay, now
we just made more progress in 20 minutes than we did it throughout the entirety of the last session.
So it's very good to, it's very fair to assume that whoever this person is...
Isn't it gorgeous?
I know. The music is very fun. I like it a lot. But this person is also somehow alive in Africa. And when we get around to identifying them, then all good. So...
By the way, Kareem, you are coming in at one of the most well-behaved sections of this game. Because this starts off as, let's investigate a mystery using an unusual mechanic. And then, hell arrives.
Yeah, you literally walk out onto the deck in full stormy night skies being attacked by a kraken. And you're like, excuse me? And then it gets weirder from there. It's really fun. We have touched all of the evidence at least once. But now we have to do all of the, logical deduction of who are people and how can we figure out who they are from what interactions by, working our way back through it. Yeah, yeah, Rubesco's like, I was so glad to be there for that. Literally, you come up on deck and you're like, what the fuck is happening? There's this giant set of tentacles. We've touched all the evidence at least once. Like you're licking things.
You see, I love how you go there and I go to the old Ice Cube track, touch the hand of the dead body. And, we've done that a lot. Marguerite is eating, and it's just given me a hand sign which says, I love you. That was such a great Ice Cube reference and not obscure at all. I'm so proud of you. You're amazing. You complete me. See, she's laughing because it's true.
And it's also rude to talk with my mouth full.
And also that your mama raised you right.
Mm-hmm. And today is your mama raised you right day. Right, folks, let's go ahead and take that ad break. And we will be right back. This is your chance to get up, have a wiggle, have a drink of water, have a snack.
Do the thing, do the
attend
stuff.
To any attend to any medications, any doors that need opening. I might jump out into the backyard and try to grab this stupid plastic bag that's blowing around in the wind. And we'll be back in a couple minutes.
Do you want a refill?
Yes.
Do you want a bagel?
Yes.
Do you want me to run outside, grab the bag, and take down the window on the shed?
No. I'll do that after.
Okay.
Just You want to split a bagel? Or
Yes, that sounds lovely.
let's split a bagel, and if you would warm up my coffee. That
Split a
would be-
bagel.
Exactly. Split up bagel.
Split a bagel.
Okay. Okay. We're making progress. We're making progress. How they got to Africa, I don't know. They probably got picked up in the Azores by another ship or something. Got about a minute and a half of the ad break left, and I'm just looking at the weather ahead going, oh, it's going to be a high of 18 on Wednesday. Yay! That's been the hardest part about this weekend is, like, it's been sunny and gorgeous and very cold. But I will take the sunny and gorgeous, honestly. I will definitely take the sunny and gorgeous. Lots of wind. A mere 70% humidity? My God. Oh, finally. Finally. Okay, so these 4 passengers somehow made it to Africa. And we just have to figure out who this other guy is. Who was part of the people who disappeared in this chapter. Yeah, sunny and windy here as well, which is really nice. I got, like I was saying at the top of the stream, I spent a lot of yesterday just kind of tidying up and getting workspaces ready for, being able to do planty things. Those 3 triangles beneath his picture means he's a difficult one to identify. Yeah, I think we might have to just kind of come back to him later. But at least now we know at least what happened to him, is somehow all 4 of these people made it to Africa. Okay. And then this looks like there's some this is the mutiny. Are all the Formosans identified? Yes, I believe all the Formosans are identified. Hang on a second. It's probably easiest to do this from the photo. Yes, we have identified all 4 Formosans and what? Oh no! We still haven't... They haven't been confirmed, have they? He hasn't. No, that's just fine, thank you. Interesting. Because we identified him because he shot the second officer who caused all the problems. You don't have who shot him yet. We know who shot him! Oh, that's right, it's Beanie Goblin! Sorry, Kareem, for your reference. This person, this individual is Beanie Goblin. And in this sequence, this firing squad, you do the CSI thing and you identify that his shot is the one that killed this individual, who is this guard, who was framed by... where are you? By the second mate, this bastard whose old problem... This is the guy who's responsible for the majority of what's gone wrong. He's the one who kills this guy, who stumbles upon him trying to steal from the Formosans, and blames this guy. And he's executed by the ship, and this is the person who shoots him. But aka Beanie Goblin. He's in a lot of the chaos that happens over the course of this. fucking, have you run out of red thread yet? Right? Exactly. In our playthrough, Beanie Goblin was nicknamed that little shit until almost the very end. Yeah. I think there's gonna be a point where we hit a cascade of, okay, I've identified you, which means I can identify you, which means I can identify you. So, I think he's the third mate. But, we're about to go through, the scene we're gonna do next is, I think, this is chapter, is it chapter 9, I want to say? Yeah, chapter 9, which is, yeah, see, in the lazarette. You know what that circle says to me? That circle says to me that once we've identified the primary 58 crew and we leave, when we send back the book, and then we get to know what this bargain chapter is, that what he's going to send us is the key to the lazarette, so we can see what happened in there, and then we'll be able to figure out what went wrong. Yes. That is my theory. But what we're about to replay, I think, is chapter 9, where the bosun dies in the Kraken attack, and there is a mutiny. Okay. So, I'm going to take another bite of my bagel. Thank you very much, Alistair. And then we shall give that a shot. Tasty, tasty bagel. Alright. Okay, so, here we go.
Put me down. Let go.
Easy now. You're in a bad way.
It's the squid. Where is my Frenchman?
The squid's gone. Your mate was torn apart.
That. The beast is dead. How? How did you kill it?
We didn't. It left with the storm. Captain came up from the hold. Said he chased it off. You should rest.
A curse like that does not live for nothing.
You heard his heart slow. Alright. It's very useful to have a group of people around, for sure. Okay, so like I said, we've identified this as the bosun, and his mate. I don't know if we've identified the bosun's mate yet. Let's go to the book. Have we identified the bosun's mate? Charles Minor. Well, we have somebody listed as Spiked with that name. Okay. So we gotta keep an ear out for the only French guy. Yeah, I think he is. That sounds really fun. My partner and I have been playing puzzle games with one of us controlling and the other taking notes. So, like, they said torn apart. Yeah, exactly. So if he was, then torn apart by a beast. There we go. Because he's the bosun's mate and he's French. And I think there may be other French sailors. Nope. The French, they do not sail. That was terrible. Sorry. Okay, so we know We think that's correct. Okay, so now who are you two people? And let me out. Let me out. Let me past. Here we go. So this is the first mate. Yeah, we've already identified him. We haven't seen anything torn apart by anything other than the beast so far. But we'll come back to him. He's a good launching off point for later because his death takes place earlier. Thank you. What I'm interested in now is what happens after that becomes the mutiny. So there's the first mate. And if I remember the layout of the decks correctly, so first mate, second mate, third mate. So first, third, second, fourth mates. There's somebody coming up from the basement. Don't know who yet. That's the exit. Okay. So who are you two? Are you two the second and third mates? You've got a good hat on. All we know is he's an officer. Because he's got a hat. But, look, captain, first mate, second mate, third mate's not a bad assumption for him.
Given where he's standing.
These two could be... We saw that guy at the gunner's room when shit was going down. Yeah, exactly. At the gunner's room. Yeah. Okay. Hang on a second. I want to try something. I wonder if the index, you know how it tells us what midshipman is and all that. Mate, officer or tradesperson that supports their superior. Fine. But there's not like ship's mates, is there? Helmsman. Okay. No. Alright, fine. Okay. You are pretty easy to identify based on that hat. You're standing next to the gunner and the captain and the mates. Who are you? This is the third mate. Well, it's who we think is the third mate. Because look at all the hats. This is the gunner. He's already been confirmed. Could technically be the hang on. Yeah, see, we've identified the captain, the first mate, and the second mate. We haven't identified the third or fourth mates. The bosun's mate. The bosun is the one just right here who died. The bosun's mate, we think, is the little French guy named Charlie who got torn apart.
Yeah.
There is a gunner's mate as well that we haven't seen yet. But the guy who just died is the bosun, and his mate is he says, "Where's my Frenchman?" Right? So, I see lots of wiggling. All right, so let's go back to... Yeah. This is the bosun. This is the bosun's mate, Charlie.
Yeah.
And again, see, I'm making this leap with the cravats, but all the mates are over here standing together.
The uniforms are very uniform. You know, everyone who does one job is dressed like everyone else who does that job, you know?
Okay. It would also make a lot of sense if the mutiny's about to happen, that it was officers. Who's this? Who are you? Poland was occupied in the 1800s. The uniforms are very uniform. Who are you? This is Nichols. This is the captain, isn't it?
Yep.
Can I get past him up to the deck?
Doesn't look like it.
Is there another stair? No. So the captain's just left.
This is a Starfleet vessel. There'd be a turbo lift.
Yes.
And stairs.
So here's the first mate. The captain just left. Maybe he helped bring the bosun in, or saw that the bosun's about to die. Okay, fine. So let's go chronologically forward now to the next. Who are you? And is it relevant? This looks like another mate. Okay. Alright. Okay, so he dies. Right? And then what's part 2? And then show me this. So while all of that is going on, these passengers are trying to escape, right? I'm down here with the bosun who's just died. The first mate's in his quarters. There's someone coming up from below. The captain's coming up to up to the main deck. And meanwhile, this is escape part 2. Oh, this is the one that went before it. Okay, so now we gotta go up. So again, first mate's here. Bosun's dead. 2, I think, mates are here. These are their bodies we're gonna deal with here shortly. Captain's coming up on deck, and there's a fight going on up here, where this guy is the next one, I believe, who dies. Part 2, right.
Last one. Move quick.
You'll not take the last push!
Right. So there's a fight going on. Interesting that the crate's just hanging over the side now. This is the captain, isn't it?
That's Nichols.
So that's yeah, Paul is the stabbed guy. That's been our guess. This is one of the Russians. Striped shirt. Yeah, Nichols is the second officer, the one who causes all the problems. I think this is him. No. A bunch of them. That's fucking Beanie Goblin.
Shit. Yeah, thank you. Happy Ides of March, everybody. A day where an empire got rid of a terrible leader.
The day where, you know, maybe somebody took some ideas. Yeah, exactly. So that is the captain. He came up these stairs from the death of the bosun down below, which is where I'm going to go real quick. See, now these two are conspiring, and this person, this little mate who came up from downstairs, is now listening to these two people conspire, while meanwhile upstairs, this person, this is the first mate, and this is Beanie Goblin, and that's the captain. No, Nichols is nowhere to be seen right now. He's already dead, remember? Because he got shot by one of the Formosans when he came back. Yeah, I gotta go get that Ziploc bag. It'll drive me nuts. This is one of the Russians. Yeah, we think this is Alexei. These three are Russian. We just don't know if we've got the names correctly. And I'm assuming we're currently nowhere near any numbered bunks. We got any bunks? No, we're on the gun deck. Okay. So, this guy stabs. His name is Paul because she says it. And we think he's the first mate steward. Because that's the Paul we have. He's killed by a sword by one of these Russians, yeah. That's the only Paul. Right. So, we gotta figure out the Russians at some point. And meanwhile, on the ship, we have these two women, the surgeon, and this guy, who's the other guy who escapes, isn't he? Standing right next to the third mate.
Have a good one, Ducky. I hope they're excellent dogs.
Have a good one, Ducky. Once we identify who this is, we can probably identify this person as... Yeah, we'll see. That's not Nichols. Okay, so these are the four who try to make a break for it, or who do make a break for it. They succeed. Paul tries to go with them, is killed by this Russian. Here's the captain saying, hey, knock it off. Who's this? Who's also present?
Isn't that the...
Yeah, my guess is that this is going to be... If... Yeah. Well, Paul is the first mate steward. And my guess is that it's another one of the mate stewards who is trying to escape with them. If our guess about that is correct, it's the third mate steward. But that's a connection we think we can make. So then here comes the first officer and fucking Beanie Goblin. While downstairs, the conspiracy is hatching with this person. Now, this person I think is also a steward. It matches. And he just came out of this room, right? No, he just came up from below, didn't he? We think he came up from below, so that guess isn't going to work. Ooh, but this door's open. Because this is the second officer, i.e. Nichols' room. So I was trying to hope that maybe he had come out of there or something, but doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, fine. So, one of the Russians stabs Paul, trying to make a break for it. Paul dies right here, and then I think these folks shove off and get away. But let's see what happens next. Okay, so then he dies. And then, what's part 3? He gets shot by her. Well, and yeah, right here. Here's his body. Yeah, there's basically a skeleton crew at this point. Yeah.
Let them go.
So he's trying to come back, right? See, if this is the third mate, then this is the third mate's Stuart, I think. Yeah, she's hiding. He's trying to figure things out, and this woman straight up shoots him, which is fucking brilliant. And the captain says, "Let them go," doesn't he? And then this guy's coming over here. And then there's Beanie Goblin and the first officer coming up. And then down here... Oh, wow. All hell's kicked off. He's heard the guy who was hiding.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
he's coming after him. So whoever you are, you kill him. But there's... And then I think this guy and this guy fight. Okay. We're reconstructing things. This door is now open, but I can't tell if anybody's come out of it or not, or if it's just the door is open. Alright. Okay, so there's the Russian dead. Let's see what happens next. Yeah, doing these in chronological order helps a bunch. She was... Let's just confirm that I'm 90% certain we have the correct woman's name here. Yeah. Not Miss Jade, it's Emily. Emily straight up shoots him. But what this tells me is that I don't think we have his name correct. I don't think we've correctly identified the Russians. I'm still convinced that's the shell out there. Anyway. So from there, what happens next? This is identified by the swords as well. Okay, good to know. Is this the correct location? No. Yeah, no.
Captain! Open the door!
Okay, no. This is the wrong part.
That's happened. See you next time. This will be on the VOD, don't worry.
Yeah, we'll worry about that later. Hold on. I was in the middle of something. I wanna... Oh, goddamn. See? Okay. Don't push that button. That's a repeat.
Open the door!
Let me...
Lest we break
Did
it!
we not just do this?
I did, by mistake. That's the point I'm making.
Okay.
I made an error. I'm trying to correct it.
Okay.
Because this is the end. That's not the part I want. I want the escape. I want this next. Sorry. There we go. Alright. So this officer then gets shot by... So this is the scene I want next. Location of corpse is down below in the middle. Okay. One of these two bodies. The one that got shot. Well, that one looks like it got shot. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's part... Yeah, no, this is right. Part 4.
Captain Cameron.
You have a plan?
Yes. Take ship and sail east. Trade treasured fish and shells for gold. Hey, who's there?
Mutiny! Mutiny!
Fresh bastard!
No!
Okay. So this is the kid who yells mutiny and runs. This is the guy who says trade stinking fish and shells for gold.
And who gets his entire face blown off.
And gets his head blown off.
I mean, no one has an easy death in this, but this guy gets killed a lot.
He's some kind of officer, and my guess is he's either the third or fourth mate. We guessed this guy was the third mate, but we don't know. I know, it isn't truly epic beard, but he's standing right next to Captain, first mate, second mate, assuming this is third mate and this is fourth mate, but the hats are different. See? Captain's first mate, second mate, third mate, fourth mate makes more sense. So this guy's not one of the mates. And he's not the gunner. And he's not the bosun. So what is he? Let's go to the list. Is he the purser? Is he the helmsman? But he's next to the gunner, right? He doesn't... The beard makes him not look... Maybe he's the gunner's mate. Let's try it. Hang on. Because they have more similar styles of hat. Here's the bosun. Here's the gunner. Look at their hats. They're both the same. So him being the gunner's mate. Him being the Polish guy. Maybe. Because I think this is a third mate, and that makes this the fourth mate. Let's just guess. Let's just guess for now. But no, isn't this our... Who do we have as Henry? That's the fourth mate. What if you're the third mate? Just again, I'm spitballing here for a second. And you were the fourth mate. Which makes you the fourth mate steward. There we go. I'm just kind of guessing. Okay. Which means... Yeah, basically no accent. And the gunner's mate is Polish. I did hear a Scottish accent at some point.
Who are we back tracing? This guy still?
Yeah. Which means who is... Oh wow, hold on. There's been a heck of a fight. Wait a minute. So this is the guy who was listening in at the door, and is this the guy he was just talking to then?
We'll
Hold on. Who are you, little guy? Yeah! So I've identified these people wrong, which means you were not... I wish the game would let you say, I was shot by this picture.
Yeah.
So he was shot by what I currently have down as the fourth mate. This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish the game would let you say, whoever is this in this picture shot me. Because you have to kind of be able to identify them truly, or it doesn't work. Yeah, so the fourth mate avenged his steward. Exactly. No, because the fourth mate steward... Oh. No. Well, wait. Where is... Hang on. You have a plan? Mutiny, fresh bastard. No. That's an interesting parallel I hadn't thought about. Is this victim over here
Mm-hmm.
the steward of this person? It kind of doesn't make...
Pull the full photo up. Who's...
This is the guy who's dead with a knife in the back on the ground. Yeah, it's not likely, is it, right? Because this steward is standing right over here.
I would have thought, yeah.
So if these are 1, 2, captain and first, second, third, that means that we've got the surgeon and then a whole bunch of stewards. Don't even know who you are yet. Judging by your clothing, I'm wondering if you might be the carpenter. But anyway. Yeah, because we got all these people over here. Stewards. Yeah, so this Headless McGee here. Oh, we're about to run an ad break. Sorry, everybody. Headless McGee here is planning a mutiny. Here's this guy, goes out and stabs him. This guy takes umbrage with it, shoots him back. So, you were killed. You were knifed by... an officer. We don't know which one yet. It's this one. No. It's this one. We just don't know who it. Well, let's guess. If we've identified him as the gunner's mate. Let's guess. We just don't know who you are. And then you get shot by whoever this is. Who we've currently listed as the fourth mate, I think. Yeah, that's who we've listed as the fourth mate right now. But we're not sure. That's basically what happened. Okay, folks, another ad break's going to run. This is more than the midway point of the stream, so if you haven't had a chance to get up and have a stretch and a wiggle since you've joined us, now is very much your chance to do so. Where was he running to? Was he... Do we think... Yeah, exactly.
Crabs and mermaids.
Crabs and mermaids.
Yeah.
There we go. Core feature this raid. So what's happening up deck while this has happened? So Beanie Goblins turned and gone back downstairs.
This dead gentleman is
boat's
being
gone.
ejected from the boat.
This guy's getting rid of Alexei or pulling him down. The captain's looking despondent. Beanie Goblin's looking for blood. This is the first mate, right? Yeah, this is the first mate. Because Beanie Goblin's lost his handler, i.e. Nichols, and then he comes down here and sees what happens. Alright.
More coffee, Vicar.
Yeah, you want to warm me up some coffee? That would be
I'll make
lovely.
some fresh.
Amazing. Right, folks, we're going to run that ad break now. In fact, I think it is already running, so I will leave the controller here. We're making progress! We've had at least 6, and that makes me happy. Yes, please, to all that lovely sunshine and breeze to dry everything out so that poor lawns can start to have their first trim ups of the year. I bought a leaf blower slap that's also a vacuum. So it's a leaf vacuum, and I'm so excited to get to play with it. It sounds very fun. I like this music. I missed what you said. Important context. This part is happening after the bargain, so the captain bargained for the Krakens to leave them alone. Exactly. And Mutineers thinks whatever he did was shady. Well, the bosun who died thinks it was shady. And then these two in their... Hey, Sansa. These two in their struggle here were conspiring for mutiny. And then this little guy who heard him ran for it, got killed, and they turned on each other. And Beanie Goblin's out for blood at this point, I think. So we'll see what happens next. Bosun's words inspire mutiny. Yeah, well, he says, look, nothing that would have made that Kraken leave us alone was for free, right? So it's these two. It's this guy who proposes the mutiny, right? He's the one who says Captain can't be trusted. And the other guy asks, do you have a plan? He says, yep, we take ship and sail east. Trade wretched fish and shells for gold. This person, I'm going to make the leap, does not have English as their primary language. The Gutter's mate's from Poland. And everyone else of this everybody else around this who hasn't been identified are native English speakers. We have Americans, a Scot, and a Brit. So I'm feeling more confident about this selection. That this is the Gunner's mate, and he was shot by whoever we identify this person as, who I think, based on their hat, wow, that's interesting deduction. Thank you, Ozzy. I mean, unfortunately, the game has limited ability to, rely on players being able to identify somebody as a Polish speaker. What about the way he talks clues you in about non-native speaker? Yeah, I'll show you. We take ship. He doesn't say the ship. Trade he doesn't say will trade or we can trade. He says trade. He goes straight to the verb. Fish and shells for gold. Again, I'm making a leap, but I think you can make an argument. It's possible. And he says fresh bastard. Interesting. It's a supposition, but I mean, we're relying on suppositions at this point. So whoever this is, ooh, my Fitbit's yelling at me that it's my turn to stand up, folks. So there we go. I'm waiting for Alistair to get back. And Twiglet has emerged. Hello, my love. I keep doing that, even though I know he can't hear me. He looks sleepy, and he's chewing on the handles of paper bags. Yes. My little princeling has awoken. Game will be over in about half an hour, and I'll feed you, okay? Here we go. Do you want me to throw a pumpkin? Wendy, the pumpkins are his current favorite toy. He's like, oh, a pumpkin and a sunbeam? Mother, you're spoiling me. There you go. Pumpkin and a sunbeam. Pumpkin and a sunbeam. Pumpkin and a sunbeam. Good boy. All right. Let's see if I can get a photo of this that Ducky can... Oh, Ducky's already left, hasn't he? He's being an absolute show-off. There, I'll post that for you guys later. Ruthie is staring at me. She wants her treats. Shitpost about Slavic languages having no articles I requested from Shitpost at some point. Oh, nice! I'm going to take a look at that. Be Slav, drop articles, embrace Unza Bunza and Lelam. I'm sure that made sense in context. I'm having a hard time with it, but I love it. Here. In case Dahlia shows up, I'm going to post this in Discord. Here, I'll put it in the Twitch channel. How about that? Is it this one? I think it's this one. There we go. As you can see, Twiglet in a sunbeam. Okay. Right, so we don't know who this poor little guy is, other than he got stabbed, so... Was knifed, we think, by the gunner's mate. They're not primitive, they just don't use English articles as much. I can make it, I'm a Slav. There you go. Okay, so he got knifed in the back, he got shot. I'm concerned that whoever this guy is about to get whomped on by Beanie Goblin here. But let's go through to the next scene. Alright. Where is he crawling towards? What is this room? Huh? Hang on a second. This is the only door that's open. Is it his room he's trying to make a breakthrough? A break for? It's the midshipman's passengers. So is he a midshipman and not a steward? I mean, the implication is that the midships were in here. That this is bunks for 3, right? I'm standing in the midships. How many midships do we have? I think he does as we go on. Bosun's mate. We'll have to keep an eye out on additional scenes for people being in these particular quarters. Twiglet is having a high old time with Wendy, one of the pumpkins, in a sunbeam. Hang on a second. I want to see how many midshipmen we have, because there's only bunks for 3 in there. There's only 3 midshipmen. Okay, that makes sense then. Let's see if he keeps crawling this direction on the next scene, because it could be the implication that one of these bunks is his. He's trying to go home, essentially. Who knows? Alright, let's get out of this scene. Where's the exit? Here we go. Okay. So then Mr. gets his head blown off. And then my guess is part 5. Yep, here's the next one.
What's all this, you damn fool?
Okay, that was Beanie Goblin. And he hits the, quote, loyalist, unquote, over the back of the head and kills him.
Yeah.
This is the first officer, right?
This is an absolute bloodbath.
Who goes checking for this guy who's trying to get into the midshipman's quarters. Okay, I'm revising my estimation of you. You are an unknown midshipman. At this point, I'm thinking. Which kind of makes sense. He's the one with a really gruff, almost Cockney accent. We'll play it again if we need to. So, Beanie Goblin, 4th mate, our victim, and the 1st mate who's coming down the stairs, right? So, 1st mate's coming down the stairs, going, what on earth has happened? He sees this midshipman's been stabbed. Beanie Goblin goes directly for this guy, who was honestly a loyalist and accidentally killed this guy.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Exactly.
Honestly, Beanie Goblin just looks like he's fixing to kill someone, and
Right.
he's not that bothered as to whom.
So he gets clubbed. Okay. We need to stop. We'll just call him Beanie instead of Beanie Goblin, alright?
Yeah.
Beanie Monster. Beanie Monster it is. He was attacked by Beanie Monster.
Incel 1.0.
Right? Beanie Monster takes him out. And then it's blocked my access back upstairs. Beanie Asshole works as well. Okay. Gender neutral.
So this fucking guy.
This fucking guy. So he might have been a midshipman. If he's a midshipman, then all 3 of these are midshipmen. No, because we're pretty sure this is the Frenchie, right? My Frenchman.
Charles Minor, yep.
So the long cravats. The long cravats. Who else has a long cravat like that? Not these stewards. Oh, and we never heard a name, did we? I mean, I could just start guessing, but what's his diamond rating? 3. Okay, so there's no... we're not supposed to know, really. Okay. Beanie Asshole. You will unlock so many things once I figure out who you are! Because that's where he dies. Wrong place, wrong time. That's part 5 of the escape. So this You damn fool. Okay. And then... Wait a minute. Okay. Hold on. Let's go to the next one. Because I saw
You saw something.
Scottish vernacular. And then in here, these are the steward's cabins. And then this is the midships cabin where he finally dies.
Oh no, you're cut.
Don't leave me.
Bear up, son. I'll stay with you.
Tell Pete's mother I tried my best.
Aye.
To pull him back, to save him.
You tell her yourself. Brennan, bring the surgeon's kit.
Okay. So he's not Pete and he's not Brennan.
So what rank is he?
So this is the guy speaking with a Scottish accent.
Yep. Because if we can identify what rank he is, we know.
Well, we already know who this is. This is the first officer.
Not talking about him. Talking about tell Pete to Pete's mom I did my best.
He's a midshipman.
So do we logically? Pete's going to be another midshipman. Do
right?
we have an
Yep. Okay. So we've got 3 midshipmen: Charles, Pete, and Thomas. So he's
that's
not
going to be Thomas, because if Charles is already identified and he's talking about Pete, that's Thomas, right?
Yes!
Did I just help?
Yes! And Davy Jones is the 4th mate steward, which... Oh, your headset's down low. Oh, I love the dopamine music. I love it. Right, so let's go back over those 3 that have just been identified. Okay, so he gets... No, not the end, the escape. Okay, so the bosun gets ripped apart in the attack by the...
Terrible beast.
Right. This person was trying to make a break for it and was killed by one of the Russians. Russians plant a flag on the fact that getting the Russians figured out is a legitimate course of inquiry.
Yep.
Then he gets shot by Emily. Then the gunner's mate gets shot by John Davies, who is the 4th mate.
Yep.
Okay, so that means we can identify him as well.
Amazing.
John Davies is the 4th mate. John Davies, the 4th mate.
By an unknown attacker, who is that fucking guy.
That fucking guy. And then this midshipman gets...
Thomas Lankin
was knifed by the pole, by Ulyss. And then now we know the identity of the 4 people who escaped. Beanie meanie. I like it. Okay, take me to the list.
So have we identified Brennan yet?
No, because he says, Brennan, run for the surgeon. Is this Brennan? Certainly not going to be that guy. Is this Brennan? Can he see him from here? Did he follow him down? Who are you, sir? It's not Brennan Lee Mulligan, no.
But if it was, there'd be lots more discussion of the evils of capitalism.
Brennan. I don't have a seaman named Brennan.
Not even a second name?
Let me... I've got a Roderick? No. Wait a minute. He says run for the surgeon, right?
Yeah.
The surgeon just left in the boat, didn't he?
So does he mean the surgeon's mate?
Hang on a second. Let's go back to this scene's dialogue. Hang on. This is the escape. Surgeon's kit. Yes. Okay, let's double check. Barrett, son will stay with you. Tell Pete's mother I tried my best to pull him back. To pull him back. Brennan, bring the surgeon's kits. He says, Brennan, bring the surgeon's kit. The only other person in this scene it could be... But he doesn't see this person coming downstairs. Does he think this is Brennan? Because they came down, they were together up on the top. Remember? They went up the same side of the stairs together.
You're right.
So does he think this is someone named Brennan?
I thought we didn't have a Brennan in the roster.
I'm double checking.
Henry Brennan.
It's a guess.
Do it.
Let's leave it. Let's leave it for now. It's either that or this person is named Brennan.
You want to swap them out, see what it does?
Yeah. He's got 3 triangles. You can try putting Henry Brennan as the killer for all the Beanie victims. Yeah. That's an interesting idea. You know what? I like that. Let's try making him Brennan. And then let's go through and say he was clubbed to death by Brennan and see if that completes another set of 3. Number 56. And then it would be one of the Formosans was also shot by number 56. Let's see. Yes! All right. Goblin, you've been so not Goblin.
Guy.
This fucking guy's been identified.
This fucking guy.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, looking at this scene, look.
You're right.
He's saying, huh? What? And this person's not in line of sight of him in this room. So, this is the only person he could have been calling for.
Yep.
Okay.
We missed that is a very good spot.
I mean, we spotted it after we made a supposition, but all right.
It's interesting, and Saz, you're right. That's a very smart thing to pick up on.
It is really annoying when you finally look and you're like, oh, he's. Yeah.
I don't know whether it's a conscious choice in the game design or not, but you are conditioned to look at clothing and accents.
Brennan, there we go.
And you are not conditioned to look at acting.
Yeah.
He's acting. He's like, what?
Exactly.
As you say, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
All right. So, Beanie Brennan has been identified. So, let's take a look at this chapter now and see if we've completed it. Okay. So, first mate got... No, again, this is the end. I need the escape. So the bosun gets torn apart. We haven't identified who it was that was making an escape and who it is that killed him. Nope, this is the beginning of the chapter. We've identified the gunner's mate, the fourth mate, the midshipman who was knifed, and the fourth mate, Stuart, who made a break for it. Okay. So what I want to do, right, so that's that chapter. What we need to do now is try and figure out, I think, the Russians. I think we need to try and figure out the Russians. And it's giving me 3 dots, so that may be something we can do. Yeah, we might try just cycling through the Russians' names, but we also now know that we have to identify 3 more people. So even if we get it correct, it's not going to be confirmed right away. So it's probably better to move on to something else where we have a higher degree of certainty and come back to it. All right. Yeah, we've got to find some other people. Hang on a second. This person... Yeah. He was part of the final attack on the captain right at the end. Yeah, it's probably going to be back to crabs and mermaids. Agreed. But we're making good progress. We made some great progress. Actually, I know where I want to start next. I think I want to start... Okay, so he's get killed. Been identified. Shot.
We identified 12 people this session.
I know, we've done so great. This is the mermaid attack. Yep. And then 2 disappearances here. This is one of the other Russians. Where I want to start is the storm, because there's a good chance of identifying a lot of the top men by who's in the sails in this scene. Possibly identified by eliminate that unknown Stuart. Well, let's get out of this scene because we're done with it. Where's our exit? Here. Alrighty. Okay. So, the next thing I want to try is I want to go back up deck. The guy who got struck by lightning.
Yeah. The least lucky, and in this way, most lucky man on the ship.
Right here. In fact, we've got one final... Well, there were so few people left at that point, right? So yeah, I think we're going to do chapter 6 next, because I'm hoping now we can identify Topman,
Yeah.
because these are all the people in the sails as the storm is coming in.
Just start going through by department.
Folks, we're going to run our very last ad break right here, okay? And then we'll see what kind of progress we can make in going through chapter 6 again before we wrap it up for the day. We've identified 12 people today. In fact, I think what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to go to the list and see how we're doing. Well, that's the only person the third mate can be right now. Third mate, bosun's mate, the carpenter, and the carpenter's mate. I could swear there was a sequence, probably during one of the fights, I think the mermaid fight, where there are two guys in the carpenter's room that we can hopefully use to identify. Okay. We've got the cook, the butcher, the gunner, and the gunner's mate. We don't have the purser or the helmsman. We got to keep an eye out for them. And the purser's Scottish, so that's to our advantage. We've identified all of the passengers now, and the artist. Now you're thinking with Obra Dinn, right? And one of the stewards made a break for it. Some of the rest of them are dead. We know one of the midshipmen is dead, and there's 2 more of them. And then there's, how many top men are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 of them. There are 10 topmen, and I'm hoping that we can, and we've identified 2 of them already. So I'm hoping we can chip away at them in the chapter 6 replay. One of them is a Russian, and then there are 2 other Russian sailors, one of which gets crushed right away. And then the other one got shot. And then it's a matter of a whole lot of sailors that we're going to have to keep trying to identify. But we've taken a chunk of them off, which is good. Good. We are making very solid progress. So it's these 58 people, well, 60. These 60 people that we've got to try and identify, isn't it? He's in the treats bucket. He wants treats. Alright, so Henry Evans.
Oh, hello, Father. I did not see you.
Mr. White, Henry Evans. Alright, we got about half an hour.
I cannot access because I do not have thumbs.
Put the red ball of crunchies down for him and see if he'll play with that. He also hasn't had breakfast, so why don't you not give him a treat and we'll just finish stream in about 15 minutes and then I'll feed him. Or, in fact, we got about 30 seconds left of ad left. Would you talk to the fine people while I go feed the boy?
I'll talk to the fine people, yeah. Baba, do you want breakfast or do you want a treat? The fuck do you think, Father? It's fun. Go. Takes him about 15 seconds, and he's like, oh wait, Mum's heading towards the kitchen. Amazing! 12 people in one session. I'm really happy with that. God, the deductive loops on this thing are wild. And it's been kind of really cool, actually, playing this and watching Marguerite put 135 hours or so and counting into blueprints and seeing the depth of design in both of them and the care and attention that's put in. And they're both from tiny teams. I want to say this was done by one person, including the music. And that is just wow for me. So good. Oh, brilliant. Thanks, Rebecca. And I'm slightly active on Tumblr again, so I shall follow you on there shortly. doing a little bit of a social media audit at the moment, working out where I can put some more attention and what doesn't require, doom scrolling. Yeah, the Danny Elfman music in particular is just choice. I just love it. Is he actually eating? Okay. The cat remains completely food ADHD riddled. Just the amount of times he'll walk past food, yell about how hungry he is, and then you put him in front of it. You can almost see him go, oh, okay. Yeah, I was looking for this. And it never moves. The Danny Elfman style is what I meant. The music to me is very reminiscent of kind of playful, impish, dark Danny Elfman soundtracks. Not the kind of full-on goth bombast of Batman, but there's a little bit of Beetlejuice in there for me.
Right. Okay. Despite being hand-carried to his bowl,
he refused.
He's not interested in breakfast right now. So he may be back. He'll be back. All right. Let's see if we can identify some of these top men in the storm. Soldiers of the Sea, Part 1 of 8. That sounds Russian. Alright, so this poor guy got hit by lightning. But what I want to identify is as many as possible. Who's talking? Who's giving orders?
I'll go.
Oh my goodness!
I'll go.
What drama!
I'll go.
Can we identify who's currently speaking?
What is the major malfunction?
Striped shirt,
guy?
beard.
What's going on?
More. Okay. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3 people up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up their photos. I'm going to list them as unknown top men. Wait, he's one of the Russians. So you're Leonid. This is the person who was shot by Emily. So, because he's, look.
He looks very Slavic.
He's wearing
Russian.
a beard. Exactly. So, like I said, I'm just going to identify all these people as unknown top men. Yes, exactly. We identified... This is an unknown top man. Exactly. I'm just going to identify as many of them as possible as top men, because that'll help eliminate, the future. Leonid. Thank you. Appreciate that. This is an unknown top man. That's between 35 and 36. Okay, so that's... Yeah. Yep, we identified the beanie bastard. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then there's also these 3. This person is dressed very differently. So, interesting. Okay. This is our translator, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
From that later
jacket.
scene.
Yep.
So that means it's one of the topmen who speaks to the Formosans. There are 4 people identified as Chinese topmen. There's not a Formosan topman, but so we'll just leave it as unidentified topman for now. Including, I think we know who this person is. Yeah, this is, their name is Maba. Okay. Is there anyone else up here in the sales? I mean, we've identified this person as unknown topman. Was executed. Alright, so how many topmen are there total? And have we tagged them all? Yeah, look, the window's blowing open again. Alright, I'm gonna have to go work on that today. 35, I think I said. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 topmen, of which we've identified and confirmed 2, at which we have a very solid guess for 1 because he's Russian. Which makes me think we should go back and look at the Russians again, but maybe we can start there. You can be indirectly identified with gunman's mate in a hat who gets his face shot off. Say that again, Ollie? Because he's the Polish crewmate. Right, exactly. Okay. So how many people do we see? Hold on, if I go back to the book. It says 14 others were present, right? How many of them have we identified now? Topmen. We think you're Nathan Peters. Unknown. This one of the topmen. Topman. Yeah, this is the one who was electrocuted. Okay. So this person, Brennan, and a couple of other sailors are down on the deck, it looks like.
Yeah.
What do we think about this person? Do we think they're a topman as well, since they're coming down off the sails?
If they're the only people qualified to be up there, that makes the most sense, for sure.
I gotta get closer to... Oh, no, don't take me away.
Can you activate...
But look, you can see there's a bunch of people pulling on ropes, and another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
There's like
7.
9 guys in this sequence.
There's 7 down there, and look, we're starting to see the crabs come aboard. But I think that person with a lantern... I'm too far away to tag, it looks like. But keep that in mind. When we go to the next part of the scene, this person in white clothes coming down this rigging, we want to flag as a topman. And then the rest of these people we're going to tag as just sailors because they weren't in the rigging. Okay, cool. So that was the first death, is this poor guy who gets electrocuted by lightning and then just drops. And he lands right on the capstan winder. Oh, that's why the planks are on the ground. It's so that they have something to brace their feet on when they walk in the circle. That makes sense. Okay. Next scene. Alright, that was part 1. Step to the side a little bit. Next up, I want this one. So to my left and on the other deck. To my left and on the other deck. Here. So you're the next person who dies. Which means you're the one who was coming down off of that rigging, weren't you? So Soldiers of the Sea Part 2.
We're going to run slightly over this week, folks.
Right, see? He was the one in the white clothes coming down for the rigging.
Yeah.
See, he dropped the lantern. But we've already identified him, haven't we? Yep. This is...
Nicholas Bottrill, yep.
Yep. But what that means is that anybody else I can see on the deck right now, if they haven't already been identified as sailors, I want to identify them as sailors. Yeah, see, here's the first of the crab... The first two of the crab people, and here's our topman falling. Alright, so... Who are you? We've already identified you. This is Lars. He gets killed by somebody. Who are you? This is who we think is Nathan Peters. Okay. You are a sailor. So, between 45 and 46. So are you. This is going to be a little boring for a second. I'm just doing some tagging. Bastard! You're also a sailor. So are you. Another one of the sailors. It's interesting to me that when we get to the point of sailors, there aren't leaders so much. You know, there's just big lists of them. There's not like first sailor or something, right? Like none of the officers are currently on the decks, right? It's all topmen and seamen while the storm's going on. God, that's freaking terrifying. By the way, Kareem, this is what we mean by the game takes a very freaky, terrifying turn.
Yes, that is a crab with a demon on it.
Yeah, not quite sure what's going on there. But alright, we've now identified... Maybe, I mean, there's got to be some hierarchy involved, but in this scene, you don't see any officer on deck, right? It's just these sailors and the topmen above who first encounter the horror. All right, I think this better be a pretty good place to wrap up, unfortunately. As much as I've kind of got my teeth into it now. It's okay, we can pick it up here, and I don't want to overexert myself. Okay. So, we are currently at... I'm just going to skim through the chapter for a second. So this is part 6. The Doom is next, if I remember correctly. Correct. The Doom is next. Obra Dinn. Take a trip on the sea. Also, there are horrors, right?
So is that 12 or 15 identified this time?
I believe it's 12 we've identified this
God
session.
damn, dude.
Right? Okay. So, there's one other piece of cleanup I want to take care of really quick, and that is during the escape, we've now correctly identified who that Russian was. It was the topman Russian. So if this is correct and this is correct, then we only need one more correct identification to hopefully trigger something. Which would make me very happy.
And you're about to try for that right now.
You know me so well. Alright, back to chapter 6.
We're going to overrun a little bit.
We're going to run over a little bit because if I can get one more correct identification, I think we'll trigger another dopamine hit. Oh, this is the Doom. No, not chapter the Doom. We're chapter... Here we go. And then, well, hang on a second. Right. So let's try going a little bit further here. We don't have enough clues and he's a 3 pyramid. We've identified Nicholas. This person has also got 3 pyramids. And same with this one. But this guy's got a single pyramid. 3, 4, the court is on the gun that's when you come down this. Yeah, the carpenter it is made is kind of what I'm hoping for. Because, hang on a second. Carpenter. Oh, thank you very much, Ozzy. Give me a second. Okay, I've reset my mic and hopefully that's a bit better. I think my headset needs to be charged. You're right, the 2 carpenters are a good bet. So what I'm going to try is I'm going to try and find the carpenter's shop and see if I can find some memories around that. Is it still bad? It may be my time to start charging them up. Or maybe, honestly, it's telling me that now is a time... Oh, it's
stabilized now.
We'll give it a...
Been out for 2 weeks, do an extra 5 minutes of stuff.
Let's see if I can find... So what I want is I want to look for... Let's go to the deck. And see if I can find some memories... where the carpenter's shop has people in it. So chapter 5. We did a bitter cold, we didn't see anything with it. Soldiers of the Sea, part 7. Or the Unholy Captives. This is the mermaids, isn't it? Let's try going to that memory. Corpses on the Orlop deck by the front. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Let's try that. Down 1. Down 2. It was here, right? Because he got trapped by the mermaids. This is the Unholy Captives chapter. Right? They were carrying this thing downstairs and he got harmed. Now, see? Here we go. Carpenter's workshop, 2 people. Excellent. All right. I previously identified this guy as an officer, and the one who keeps working is more likely the apprentice. So let's identify you.
And yet he looks a little older. But I'm also
As
guessing
the carpenter's mate.
15 in one session. She's back, y'all.
Excellent. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna need this piece of music to randomly play for myself when I accomplish something. Oh, oh yeah.
It's right up there with do 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 do.
I know. This piece of music has now inscribed itself in my soul as yes, I did a smart thing. Okay, but while I'm at it, let me identify the other carpenter.
See when you can trigger 18 rather.
Okay.
Because if that's Marcus, the other guy is Winston Smith.
Correct. So you are Marcus, you're the carpenter's mate, which means you are the carpenter themselves.
Mr. Winston Smith, Esquire.
I know, I've got to save it on my phone. Okay. So you are the carpenter. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, the dopamine she is real. Who are you? That's the butcher. Yeah, he's the one who makes the joke about cooking it, right? Yeah, these are the two Americans on board, correct. Both of the carpenters. So now we need to find... I know there's another scene where something very similar happens with, like... We need to find another memory by the purser's office so we can identify that as well. Oh, we identified this guy as an officer, didn't we? He's going to be one of the midshipmen, I'm guessing, judging by his young age and that long cravat that they all wear. Okay. All right. This is the cook making the joke, and then the two people who are carrying it slip, and this poor guy dies. It's awful. All right, let's exit this scene, and we will wrap it up for today. Oh, 15! We identified 15 people today. I'm so happy. And I think next session, let's try with the purser to see if we can find a memory where it's near his office and if he's in his office.
And we can work out from there as well.
Exactly. Oh, so before we leave, let's take a look at the book and see how we're doing on identifying the crew. All right. We're doing pretty good. We did identify the carpenter, but this hasn't been confirmed yet, which means we think we need 2 more guesses to get it confirmed. And we don't know what happened.
We have a lot of names printed in now.
Yeah, see all the check marks? Those are everybody we haven't confirmed. We've got a lot of the top men
it
and the
feels like
seamen
we're
to
one
identify.
off locking in the Formosan family. It feels like
the Formosans have all now been confirmed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now that we've identified Beanie Bastard,
fucking guy,
we're good there.
Actually, it's a mutiny, Henry Brennan.
Captain Stewart. Interesting. Alright. So, we've made most excellent progress, and we will pick it up again. Are we streaming next week? I don't think of any reason.
When's Easter gone?
In 2 weeks, I think. I don't know. I have to look at calendars today, and it's been 2 weeks, and I'm terrified. So, he is a key to a lot, for sure. Stream like usual next week, it sure looks like. And, I think we're going to try for the full id on Friday as well. That sounds good. And I think we'll try for streaming on Wednesday night.
We'll know for sure on Wednesday. We're still going to guard your energy a little bit, but I think it's likely.
I think maybe if I take a nap before the evening, I'll be okay with some Scarlet Hollow on Wednesday night. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. We have made
such
such
really nice to be back.
Excellent progress. I'm very excited. Do they ever conspire together? I have no idea what that conversation is about, but that's okay. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody, and for all the encouragement. We're going to have the rest of our day now. Sorry, it's been a while since I've done this.
I've been Alistair.
I've been Marguerite.
And Twiglets in a Box. We'll see you next time,
This
folks.
has been fun. Have a great time, everybody. We'll talk to you later.